Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon. It's really an honor for me to be here, to be given the opportunity to talk about the developments in North Sumatra and related, of course, to the two museums we have built there for the plantation industry. One, you can see here the one museum is in the neighborhood of the Yopri. This is Plantation Institute for Research. And then the other one is the old AVROS building. Now, I should tell you that the history of the development of plantations in North Sumatra, formerly called East Sumatra, we started in the early 1860s. Was indeed very spectacular and made this part of Sumatra a paradise for investors coming from many parts of the world: Netherlands, Germany, the United Kingdom, Belgium, France, Switzerland, the United States of America, and at a later date, Japan. Now, for this reason, East Sumatra was called at that time a paradise for investors. My question is, who had the dream to convert Delhi into investors' paradise? Because Sayyid Abdullah bin Mirfaqi, a businessman of Arab origin, married one of the Sultan of Delhi's sisters. Few moments after he discontinued his sea journey to South India, and his sailboat was heavily damaged by a hurricane in the Strait of Malacca. After a visit to many locations, he took the initiative to meet the Sultan of Delhi to persuade him to invite investors to Delhi to grow high-quality tobacco for export to Europe, where it can be used for making high-quality tobacco cigars. That was his dream. And it became a reality. You can see the pictures here of the Sultan. Yeah, Sultan of Delhi. So he was able to persuade the Sultan to invite business people to explore the possibility of doing business in Delhi, because he saw the opportunity there. East Sumatra has a great future, he said to the Sultan. Now, then the Sultan sent him on a promotion trip to Batavia, now called Jakarta, and then to Surabaya. In Jakarta, Sayyid Abdullah felt not happy. Really, he didn't feel happy because the Dutch was scolding him as a liar. Why should you ask us to invest money in Delhi? We don't believe you. So Syed Abdullah went to Surabaya and then talked to several Dutch business people. He was very fortunate indeed. He was able to persuade one Dutch company to send somebody to Delhi to explore the possibilities. So the company sent Nienhuis, Jacobus Nienhuis, to Delhi on a ship. The Josephine, together with Syed Abdullah. When Nienhuis arrived in Labuan, Delhi, that was the port at that time, Labuan, Delhi, he was immediately caught by the beautiful surroundings of the small town. So after he arrived there, he immediately took a trip together with Syed Abdullah so they could look what people were growing there. And he saw tobacco. Tobacco was growing very good there. So he also decided to meet the Sultan of Delhi as soon as possible. And he was able to convince the company in Surabaya that it's worthwhile to explore the possibility in North Sumatra, to invest money in North Sumatra by starting with a tobacco project there. So everybody agreed, and the project was started there. But local people didn't want to be laborers there. So he recruited people of Chinese origin from Penang to start the project as laborers. And later, he also recruited people from South of China. The first batch real tobacco leaves which he sent to Amsterdam, and people realized that Delhi indeed had a great opportunity to become one of the best tobacco producers in the world. Why? Because they said the aroma is so different. It's like Bordeaux wine for wine drinkers. So, in fact, Syed Abdullah's vision was right. And because of his vision, tobacco Delhi became an industry in the course of time, and a lot of tobacco leaves were exported to Amsterdam and even to the United States of America. The economy was booming, and this was the reason why the plantation companies started with the establishment of Belawan Harbor and started with the creation of logistics infrastructure by the name of Delhi Railways. It was really amazing how much effect this infrastructure had on the development of North Sumatra. Rubber plantations came up everywhere in East Sumatra, and in Simalungun, in mountainous areas, investors started to grow tea. And the tea was also of high quality. Well-known plantations were Sidamanik, Babutong, Marjani, and Kayuaro in West Sumatra. Now, in spite of the fact that daily tobacco became the icon of East Sumatra for more than 100 years, it became a sunset industry after the 1970s due to urbanization, land grabbing, and competition with other crops like oil palm. I want to tell you that I was really a fighter to keep tobacco daily alive by spending much time in Germany during the sales of tobacco there. And people still love tobacco daily for cigars. But tea was also very special, so much so that through the intention of Prime Minister Juanda, who spent time visiting Babutong tea plantations. It was a famous tea producer, Babutong. And later, even Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands came to visit Sidamanik after the plantation was taken over by the government. I was also there when he arrived. He was amazed to see the plantation there. Now, let me tell you now about oil palm in North Sumatra. It's considered to be a special case, as you will know from the following story. In the 1860s, oil palm trees were planted as shade trees on the roadside in tobacco plantations using planting material from the botanical garden in Buitenzorg, now called Bogor. It was really beyond belief that the seeds from those shade trees, called daily dura, were later used as planting material for the development of new oil palm plantations in North Sumatra, starting in 1911, when the technology was found by a German company, how to convert oil palm into palm oil. Now, it's really amazing what happened later. Even British plantations in the colony of Malaya came to Medan and started to ask for planting material for development of plantations in Malaya. As a result of the new developments, the AVROS Association in Medan became more interested in oil palm research and was able to provide higher yielding D by P planting material. In the early 1970s, oil palm cultivation, both by corporations and smallholders, started to spread all over the country, and this has made Indonesia the biggest palm oil producer in the world. Now, as a reminder of this amazing history, we built 2 museums in Medan. I was the initiator. And it took me 6 years before we could start with establishing these 2 museums. One is about the development of various crops in North Sumatra. And the other one, called Musperin II, is about development of infrastructure. And we got the support of the Netherlands-based Rotterdamsche Lloyd Foundation, and they were providing us with a lot of artifacts, 71 artifacts, which now you can see in this museum. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I have to express my gratitude to both the government and stakeholders for the support to make the 2 plantation museums a reality and a powerful instrument for education of the younger generation from the whole country. Thank you so much. Thank you. Terima kasih.